Today my speech is going to be on misconceptions of the beef industry. What is the beef industry? The beef industry is made up of 4 different parts. One being a cow-calf operation, where a cow has a calf, and this calf is raised until it's a year. Then this yearling of a calf will be sent to a yearling or stalker operation. In this operation, they're fed grasses until they reach a certain weight, and then they are sold to a feedlot. In a feedlot, they are fed high grains, proteins, amino acids, so they can grow to market finish. And then once they reach the proper weight to be harvested, they are sent to a meat packer and are harvested. From being harvested, they get sent out to your grocery store, your markets, and other places you can buy meat or cow byproducts. The misconception that occurs with the beef industry is that the cattle are abused or mistreated. Some animal rights groups are spreading false accusations this way. This is because these animal rights groups have lack of education of what the beef industry really is. Since these animal rights groups don't have as much education, they go and make false accusations. An article responding to PETA's words about the beef industry being cruel, they say, "The most common criticism I've found and respond to them. These criticisms are usually based on fundamental misunderstandings of agriculture, which is why it is so important that we understand how our food is processed." This is by Proverbs 12:10 in the article Cruelty in the Beef Industry. What they're saying here is that PETA or other animal rights groups aren't saying the full truth. They're showing what they want people to hear and what they want people to agree with, which is why they promote all vegan and no byproducts whatsoever of animals. A second quote from them is, "The second most common accusation is that cattle are becoming sick and even dying from their feed." Now, this could leave a big misconception. This could send people to thinking that they don't feed the cattle, they don't raise them right, they starve them, which it's not in reality at all. In reality, they have to feed these steers or heifers because they're going to produce high-graded meat quality for consumption, of course. So it doesn't make sense why a farmer would go out and not feed their cattle, sell their cattle that hasn't been fed, and then hope for the best that they get the best quality. I don't think so. The reality of the beef industry is animal husbandry. Now, animal husbandry is a big deal in any livestock operation. Animal husbandry is the science of breeding and caring for farm animals. So, of course, the farmer is going to look out for the welfare and have a strong, steady records of husbandry to obtain certain qualifications. These qualifications are upheld by the BQA, which stands for Beef Quality Assurance. Now, any beef operation has to follow the Beef Quality Assurance bylaws and their national manual. The national manual and the BQA are overseen by the FDA, the USDA, and they're upheld by the EPA standards. A quote from them is, "The goal of beef quality assurance is to assure consumers that all cattle shipped from the beef production unit are healthy, wholesome, and safe. Their management has met FDA, USDA, and EPA standards. They met quality requirements throughout the production system and are producing using animals' well-being, work safety, and environmentally sound production practices. This meaning that these farmers are following guidelines and rules that are set up by the FDA and the USDA and EPA to make sure that these cattle are raised the correct way and made sure that they are fed the best they can be fed and taken care of to the best standards, because these cattle are going to move on to become meat consumption. So, of course, we want the best quality we can get. Another quote from them that leads me into animal husbandry is, "Sound animal husbandry and handling practices based on decades of physical experience and research are known to impact the well-being of cattle, individual animal health, and herd productivity." This also meaning that animal husbandry is how you take care of your animal throughout from the start to the end. It isn't we started and then we ended, kinda. Like, we just got to the finish. That's not how it works. It's from start to finish. These animals are taken care of and brought to best quality of meat assurance in the best possible way. So people don't have to worry about if this animal was fed right or what they're eating is safe. And how this leads me into how to clear up those misconceptions of false accusations. And the answer is education. To educate yourself about how does this actually work? Where does my food come from? Most people have no idea how their food gets here or onto their plate. Most things in the US are farm to fork, meaning they will start in the farm, so cow-calf operation, all the operations that I've stated earlier, and they will end on your dinner plate. They do not stray away. We don't import cattle. It is all from the United States, which is why our meat production is the safest. We have 3 federal ran programs that are going through every meat production, lamb, steer, pig especially, and making sure these animals are raised right, because they know that they want the safest meat for the consumer. I want to urge all of you today to research and go into the FDA or USDA and find out really where does your food come from. If you eat a lot of pork, like, where does it come from? If you have a lot of vegetables in your diet, if you're a vegan, go out and see where that crop is grown. I urge you all to go through and see my PowerPoint presentation that I have done earlier about the beef industry and to look more into this. Thank you so much.